Have you put any more thought into inviting your mother to our wedding? I know you were kind of on the fence about it.
It's a definite no. I guess I was more nostalgic because it was near the 15-year anniversary since she abandoned me, and I was a bit lonely. I'm definitely in a clearer headspace now.
Are you sure?
Yes. Why would I invite that woman? All she's done is hurt me. I mean, I was only 14 years old when she abandoned me. Then I had to go into the foster care system. Do you know how scary that is when you're barely a teenager?
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. I just wanted to make sure that you were sure. I just know how much you hate regrets, and I just want to make sure that you won't regret it. It's your decision after all, so I will support you 100% either way.
Then my decision is to not invite her. I don't even like seeing her.
Then why did you hire her into your company?
I don't know. Call it a lapse in judgment. Besides, it wasn't technically me. It was a hiring manager, and I have like 10 of those. So I guess it kind of got lost in the hubbub. I didn't realize it until a year in when I saw her at one of the conferences. I mean, technically, she doesn't even work in the same building as me. But still, I don't like having to see her.
Then just fire her.
We don't have reasonable ground. Do you know the kind of lawsuit that would create? She's the kind of woman that's always looking out for the next paycheck. Not that she wants to put in any of the hard work. That's what my entire childhood was, one get-rich-quick scheme after another.
I'm just surprised that she hasn't realized that it's your company.
I go by a different name, remember? I was really serious about her never finding me again. I don't want to have to deal with her in any way, shape, or form. I didn't even know that she moved back to the city until I saw her at the conference.
It's crazy that she didn't recognize you either. I thought mothers had the thing where they always recognize their children or something.
A mother has to care for her child before she can even recognize them.
I guess you're right. Was she really that bad? She didn't care enough to memorize your face or something?
Something like that. She was just too enthralled by her latest boy toy or get-rich-quick scheme. Never had enough time to care about myself. I honestly probably ended up better off not having her in my life from 14 years onward. Not that she was much in my life before that.
I mean, at least it makes your autobiography more inspirational.
I can't believe you're joking when I am in a near crisis.
Are you in a near crisis? That doesn't sound like my fiancé.
You're right. I am not. I miss being dramatic. But when it comes to my mother, I'm allowed to be dramatic. I can't even explain to you the kind of things she did.
Why did she even leave in the first place?
I kind of told her that I needed stability in my life, and that she wasn't giving me the best environment I needed to grow. And I basically just called her out on everything that she was doing. I mean, she was scamming people out of thousands of dollars. Although, not that it made any difference. I have no idea where the money ever went. Anyways, she did not like someone holding her accountable. So the next day, she was gone. All of her things were packed, and she left a letter saying that she didn't need me burdening her, and that I was never worth a lot of money anyways.
Ouch. I can't believe any mother would say something like that to their child. I'm so sorry that that happened, babe.
Saying sorry now isn't going to change anything. I've gone to therapy, and I've worked through most of the emotions. But that doesn't mean I want her back in my life. Not in my company, and certainly not at my wedding. I've been building a happy life without her.
Yes, you have. You've done amazing things. I mean, what person our age is in charge of a company as big as yours?
A lot of people, but I get what you mean.
I don't know. Even your fancy friends don't have multiple locations for their companies in 3 different states.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And your mother doesn't really need to get in contact with you, right? She's only in charge of outreach, isn't she?
Yeah, but she sometimes needs to phone my office in order to get a quote for whatever blog post she's doing.
Wait? So she talked to you on the phone? And she doesn't recognize your voice?
No, I haven't talked to her. I just write down whatever and make my secretary answer on my behalf. Not that I think she would recognize me, even by my voice. I mean, she saw me speak at that conference and she didn't recognize me. Not that she was paying attention. I kind of saw her on her phone the entire time.
Isn't that reason enough to have her fired?
No, I don't want to give her any reason to sue the company. She'll claim that we were ageist or something.
So you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, aren't you?
Exactly. And there's no way through one. So she won't come to the wedding, and I guess I'll just have to put up with her working in my company, even though she works from afar.
But she still has your number.
She has my secretary's number.
Your secretary's number is your number.
I know, but it makes me feel better. I think that she has no direct way to contact me. And I have my name to protect me too. The minute that I could change my last name, I did.
Yes, a last name that I am happy to take when the time comes.
You're such a romantic. Thank you for understanding that I wanted to keep my last name.
Hey, I totally understand. You built your entire empire with your name. It would be weird to change it now, wouldn't it? Besides, it's not like I'm attached to my family name or something.
I honestly love you so much.
I love you too, babe. What do you want for dinner? I just got home and can get started.
Yum. Let's do Indian.
Sounds like a plan.
Hi, honey. I know it's been forever, much too long, but I finally found your number. What? Who is this? This is Macy, isn't it? My daughter Macy. What? I'm going to guess that that was a yes. It's your mother. I finally found your number. How the hell did you get my number? Who gave it to you? This is an infringement on my privacy. Wow, such big words. Anyway, someone sent mail to my address. You remember your childhood home? I actually ended up moving back in there when I came back to the city. Are you in the city? I assume so if someone accidentally sent your mail to our old place. What? Yeah, it says that there's some type of check in the mail for you. And it's under Macy? Yep, Macy Johnson. Why would they use that name? What does that mean? Nothing. I just go by a slightly different name now. You don't go by your Christian name, do you? I always thought that was an awful name. I remember I saw someone who had a similar name a while ago. I can't remember for the life of me who it was, but I remember hearing it and thought it was odd. Anyways, some newspaper or magazine or whatever sent a check to this place. They had a sticky note on it and said that they forgot to get your mailing address, and the secretary directed them to an old article about your childhood. So they assumed that it was your childhood home that you lived in. Why would she do that? I can't believe this is happening. So, it's true? You have a secretary? How fancy! I mean, when I saw what this check amount was for, I nearly fainted on the spot. Who knew that my daughter would turn out to be worth so much? What? You opened my mail? Well, obviously, honey. I'm your mother. It's my mother's duty, and I always took my mother's duty very seriously. No, you haven't. And it's literally illegal to open my mail. Wow, it seems like someone is too big for their britches. I'm your mother, dear. This really isn't the way to speak to me. But I get it. I know that we had a little fight a while ago. Well, I'm ready to put that behind me. I would hope that you would do the same. Isn't it time that we reconnected? No. Why are you acting this way? I thought you would have grown out of these childish ways, especially if you're making this much money. Do you work for the magazine? Or a newspaper? You've always been a little nosy Nora, so I can definitely see you being a journalist. No, I'm not a journalist. Whatever I do for work is none of your business, and you had no right to open my mail. What is your problem? I'm doing a good thing. I'm a good person. Yeah, I'm having a hard time believing that. And I'm also having a hard time believing that you want to reconnect out of the goodness of your heart. And what does that mean exactly? It means that you've only ever cared about money. You always have and you always will. I've never put money above my own daughter. And the fact that you would insinuate so is insulting. You're breaking my heart here, sweetheart. Why would you talk to your poor mother like this? All I want to do is reconnect. It's not right that a daughter should live without her mother. What I've been doing for the past 15 years. I'm doing it on my own, and I don't need you coming into my life and messing it up. You've always put money above me. I mean, even with my dolls, you thought that they could be collectibles, so you took them all and tried to sell them. I never did end up selling them, did I? I always gave them back. Only because you couldn't sell them for thousands of dollars as you had hoped. Because they were children's toys, and I had played with them already. You even yelled at me for ruining your product. Well, you should have realized that they were worth a lot more and wouldn't have played so rough with them or even taking them out of the box. You bought them for me at the thrift store. How was I supposed to know they were collectibles? I was 7. See? You can't even tell a story straight. How am I supposed to be this uncaring monster of a mother if I bought you toys? That's literally like the bare minimum. That doesn't make you a good mother. That just makes you a mother. Not that you were even that. Okay, that is enough. I am willing to look past all of this arguing in order to reconnect with my daughter. It's been too long. We should put the past to the side. You don't get to tell me what to do. Wow, it's hard to believe that you are as successful as you are when you still sound like a brat. See? You're reverting back to your old ways already. You can't even keep up this facade for more than 15 minutes. Nonsense! I didn't mean it in a bad way. I meant it to be funny. I don't believe you. Now, if you know what's good for you, lose my number. This is outrageous! Lose my number. I need to buy a new phone. Can you pick one up for me on your way home today?
Wait, what? You need to buy a new phone? Whatever for?
The most horrible thing happened to me today.
Oh my God, are you okay? Are you hurt? Where are you?
I am physically fine, but emotionally...
What happened? Why do I need to pick you up a new phone?
Because my mother got a hold of my number.
What?
That's exactly what I said.
Is that even legal? I don't understand. We were literally just talking about your mother-in-law. She didn't know it was you. Does she know that she works in your company now?
No, I don't think so. But a lot of people messed up and suddenly my mother has my number.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know that editorial spread I'm doing for that one magazine?
Yeah, the really big deal one, right?
Yeah, they sent my check for everything to my childhood home.
Why would they do that?
Apparently, they asked my secretary, and it must have been a mistake on her part, but she redirected them to an article about my childhood, and in it is listed my childhood address.
And they thought you still lived there?
Apparently so.
I think you should get another assistant.
I mean, I don't really blame her. She's really busy.
Okay, then a second assistant, so mistakes like this don't happen. I can't believe that your mother got a hold of your number.
Not only my phone number, but she also holds that check. I bet you she tried to cash it in herself before realizing that she can't, and that's why she contacted me. She claimed that she just wanted to reconnect with me since it's been a long time, but I don't believe that for a second. The minute she saw how much I made from the magazine interview, she probably thought I was her next paycheck.
That's so incredibly messed up. I'm so sorry. I will definitely pick up a new phone. Wait, so she doesn't know that you're her boss?
No, apparently not. They also used my old name on the check, probably because of that article.
Wow, that's insane. I've never heard of someone messing up that badly.
I've seen a few big mess-ups like that, but this is definitely the one with the biggest repercussions. Now my mother has my phone number.
Wait, she also has your check. Shouldn't you message her to get it back?
And what? She's gonna turn it into a lunch date or something, and she'll act all nice and everything and will basically force me to be nice back to her. It's gonna be torture.
Then just get her to mail the check.
And give her my new address? Or let her know that I'm her boss? No way. I don't know what to do. This is such a big mess.
Do you want me to go with you? I can go with you and play a buffer between the both of you.
She's manipulative, with a capital M. I don't know how, but she'll convince you that she's actually a nice person, and then you'll be talking to me saying, "Oh, we should invite her to the wedding."
From what you've told me, I don't think that's possible.
You shouldn't underestimate her. I've seen her sweet talk her way into hundreds of dollars from unsuspecting clients.
Okay, maybe then we'll just hire an actor and have her pretend to be you.
Okay, even I can see that that's crazy.
Then I have no idea what to do.
I can just go without the money. It's not like we need it.
Yeah, but it's about the principle of the thing. You shouldn't let your mother scare you into not taking what's yours.
I know. I should just stand up to her. And usually I would. But I guess she just surprised me by contacting me, especially out of the blue. I mean, I sincerely thought that we would never be in contact ever again. You know, besides the fact that we accidentally hired her to work at my company.
Well, maybe it's time to make the final stand, so to speak.
And how do I make this final stand?
Well, first of all, you text her, and you don't let her tell you how you should feel or what you should think about being in contact with her again. And then you kindly give her that address to your company mailbox and leave it at that.
I don't know how well we can just leave it at that.
Well, maybe it's time to just let her go from the company. I mean, you're technically still giving her money that way. I mean, you even said it yourself. At the conference, she was just on her phone. Maybe you should get in contact with her supervisor and see if she's performing well at the company. Because if she was willing to go on her phone in front of the CEO, then maybe she isn't what you're looking for the job, you know?
You are literally so smart. We should hire you.
Hey, I make a mean cup of coffee. All of my regulars would miss me at the cafe.
I know. I know how much you love the art of coffee.
And it's how we met in the first place.
What was that? 5 years ago already?
Yep. And I couldn't ask for your number until the year after serving you coffees. But now it's been 4 years, and I know you well enough to know that you're stalling right now. Go talk to your mother. Don't let her walk over you like this.
You're right. Hello. I know that we started off on the wrong foot, and this isn't me apologizing. I just need to say what I need to say, and then we can continue being out of each other's lives. What? Are you really still stuck in the past that you can't give your poor mother a chance? I just want to reconnect with my daughter. Okay, if that's so, tell me why. What? Why do you want to reconnect with your daughter? Why did it take you this long to get in contact with me? I already told you, silly. I just found your number from the check. Yeah, but you could have looked a long time ago, back when I was still going by Macy Johnson. You're not going by Macy Johnson? What's wrong with our family name? The name that I gave you. You abandoned me. I did not! How dare you say that? What else am I supposed to call it? You disowned me. You said that you didn't have a daughter anymore in that stupid letter. Well, I didn't really mean it. Then why did you write it? Because I had a daughter who wasn't worth any money. Now I can see that I was clearly wrong and that you're worth a lot more than you look. I realized I made a mistake. Is that what you want me to say? You literally just confessed that the only reason why you want to reconnect is because I make a lot of money. That I'm worth something now because I make money. Mothers should think that their kids are worth everything from the get-go, not based on how successful they are or how much money they can make their parents. That's why we started fighting in the first place, because I wouldn't go along with you on your schemes. Hey, it was a good idea. Panhandlers make a lot more money when there's a kid with them. I would have been making $200 easy per day if you just tagged along. You're the one that doesn't care about your family. I can't believe that that's what you care about how how money you missed out on, just because I didn't want to dress up as a homeless kid. Do you know what? I did what I needed to do to put food on our table. There was barely food on our table. I know that you would take home thousands of dollars some weeks, but then it was all mysteriously gone. Everyone knows that you gotta try your luck at the slot machines. It would be reckless of me not to take the chance to win big. I would have set myself up for life. That's where the money went? Oh, that explains so much. Can't you just shut up? I am trying to reconnect with you, but you and that big mouth of yours makes it really hard for me to love you. See? There you go. Please, I didn't mean it. Then why did you say it? I'm tired of fighting with you. I am trying to be happy that I found your number, and I'm trying to reconnect with you after all these years. You could have done this a lot sooner. Just admit it. We're going off the rails. I am not fighting with you any longer. I love you. I'm your mother. You should be happy. It took me 9 years to find your phone number. I am so glad I found you. We should reconcile. Everything was a huge misunderstanding. There was no misunderstanding. You disowned me 15 years ago, and you had my number all along. Huh? You're still fighting. I told you I did not have your number. Just let us reconnect. We could be happy. We can be a family again. I already have a family. I have an amazing fiancé who loves me and supports me. I have a company that pulls in hundreds of millions every year. In fact, you're probably quite familiar with it, since you work for me. What? Yeah, I own the company you work for. You have my secretary's number. Remember those quotes that you needed from the CEO? Those were from me. No, you're kidding. I'm afraid not. Well, that's great. We could really make this a family company. There's no way in hell. I got in contact with your supervisor, and it turns out you've actually been pulling the numbers down this quarter. What? No, she's lying. She has it out for me. And not only that, but under your watch, money has been disappearing. What? No, it hasn't. That's crazy. Besides, you can't prove anything. Except that we can. We have security cameras, remember? You can't say anything, dear. The police and I are not on the best terms. Please, you're my daughter. I don't owe you anything. Not after you stole from our company. Please, or else, I'll sue. You'll sue me for you stealing money from my company. I'll say that you're ageist or something. I can figure it out. You're unbelievable. You're willing to throw me under the bus to save yourself after you claimed you were desperate to reconnect? Well, I'm obviously not getting a cent out of you. You don't want to be on my bad side. You say anything about the missing money, and I'll sue you for all you're worth. You're not the one in charge here. Not anymore. What? So, here's how it's going to go, Shannon. You're fired. You stole thousands. You don't get a severance package. What? You can't! I'm not finished. You'll leave quietly, or else this will find its way to the police. And you won't be able to find an honest job anywhere because everyone in this city, in this state, will know you stole money from my company. Next, you'll mail my check to my office. You won't step a foot back onto my company's property, and you'll never contact me again. You can't do this! I do have the chief of police on speed dial. My company has made some pretty big contributions to their charity drives. You don't want to test me. How could you do this to your own mother? You are not my mother. Not anymore, and not since I was 14 years old. Hell, you've never really been my mother, just a stranger that tried to raise me at one point. Our conversation is done now. Goodbye, Shannon. Shannon did end up getting arrested in the end. She left the company quietly after getting escorted off the premises by my security, and she didn't sue us. But she did try and cash the check herself before I could realize it wasn't ever in the mail. The banks caught it and contacted me since the check was in my name originally. I told them I didn't know the woman, and they then contacted the authorities. This was definitely not Shannon's first attempt, so they decided to take her to court for fraud. Besides that, I don't know much about what happened to her. Nor do I care. I mean, I do have a wedding to plan and a company to run, after all.